Hello guys, this is Ketchup here, bringing you Sorcerer Quan in the corner. You know what that means, chip spell. A lot of people are saying that the chip spell isn't very good. The Sorcerer Quan players that are still around don't really use it, and for that reason I've kind of gone in and tried to find some uses for it basically. I hear a lot of unviable, not worth it, not very good, not worth using, all that stuff. So I've kind of gone in to see what I can find with post-patch Sorcerer. Now let's not forget that Quan was nerfed, meter burn, Rune no longer plus, so you can't jail anything, they can punish you, or hit you before you try. And there's less hit advantage on the trance, which means you can't trance and set this up into whatever. You now have to hit confirm into meter burn trance, which allows you to set up your cheap stuff, which is completely balanced. I mean, it means that you don't get it for free, right? That's the whole point of it being changed, was that it's more resource heavy because it's bloody good, and it is balanced that way, for sure. But it hasn't stopped me trying to experiment with what is now possible. You guys have seen the video already, in compensation, you know, comparison to what he could do before and what he can do now. We've already done a video where we talk about the 3 spells, uploaded it a couple of days ago. So if you want to go check that out, feel free. But this video is entirely built around the Rune Trap, or the new Rune Trap. Bloody, I don't even know what stage we're at. We've had so many different variations of it, and I'm sure we'll find more anyway. But this is the guaranteed version. You've seen this already. You confirm into meter burn trance, and then you use the other 2 bars to meter burn Rune, run cancel, back into meter burn Rune, run cancel again. Obviously I missed one of the hits there because didn't get it in time, but you get the idea, you've seen it before. You now have to run cancel, meter burn skull, it still jails, but there's an extra element of execution there basically, and it's fine that way. Now the extension, which is what this video is about, is an extension of that Rune Trap. Now the reason I'm against Blood God Khan is because this is not completely guaranteed against everyone. It only applies to characters that have either no meter, so they can't reversal, or characters with no reversal in general, hence Blood God Khan, with the exception of maybe his X-Ray, obviously. But this is what the new setup looks like. Now we go for NJP, but don't drop it because I am bad. Standing forward to trance. We do it early because we need the airborne forward 2-1-2-2 1-4-1. Because you do... Oh god, we'll try again. It's too late at night to be doing this stuff. Let's try this again. There you go. That's just short of 75% damage by itself, and it involves a splat, the airborne splat, because we need enough time in the air to do 1-4-1 into this, into this. Now, there's a lot of things going on here, and I'll try and explain them one at a time. It works against characters with no wake up because they are standing into a meaty mid, which they cannot press buttons out of, and when timed correctly, the opponent cannot jump, backdash, press buttons, or whatever. They can't do anything to get out of it. Now, just to kind of show you what's going on, I'm going to control Khan, and I'm going to record Sorcerer doing this setup on me. And I'm going to try and escape in a multitude of different ways. Let's just record the setup first. Now, we're going to confirm off that, because if I'm trying to do something, I'm going to get hit. And as a Sorcerer player, I've already said it, you need to be ready for this to connect on block and hit. If you see a hit, 1-1-4 trance, very simple. I'm going to try and wake up jump. I'm going to get hit just before I even have a chance to do anything. Obviously, I didn't time it correctly there. That was just my bad. But you get the idea. You can convert off that. Oops. If you try and jump, the opponent will convert off that. I just did it too early, basically. But I'm not going to record it again. I'm going to try and wake up backdash now. I'm going to get hit. Quan will confirm once again. I'm going to try and wake up down 1. Khans, if they have no meter, they will try and get away with a wake up button press. Some people do it because it can low profile. Let's try and do wake up down 1. Doesn't work. Get hit by the meaty 1-4. So you guys see what's going on here. If you don't have a reversal, you can't take this basically. Jumping, backdashing, down 1, none of it works. And that's just the way it is. You can't jump. The only reason, if I try and wake up jump here, the only reason I get hit here is because it's slightly earlier. You have to do it slightly earlier if you do the 1-1-4. I just did it late there, that's all. So that's one of the elements. You cannot escape with conventional means. Now I have missed out one element here, which is the delayed wake up. This is where things get really interesting. Again, for a multitude of reasons, and we'll go over them one at a time. The delayed wake up is an interesting feature for this setup because although you delay wake up, you still have to hold this. You still can't get out of this. The reason for that is because if I try and do forward 2-1 meter burn skull on whiff, there is no grounds for the special cancel to connect. I just get forward 2-1-2 because nothing's coming out. So the game has no grounds to give me meter burn skull. So I get the whole string. The reason I do the setup into forward 2-1 meter burn skull is because if they try and jump or whatever, and I do forward 2-1-2 meter burn skull like the chip style, the opponent will be able to get out of it because there's too much of a gap between the 1 and the 2. But the forward 2-1 meter burn skull will still jail, so you're just missing out an extra hit. Now if the opponent delays their wake up, let's set him to long get up mode. If I try and do the setup here, and he does long delayed wake up, you'll notice that instead of getting forward 2-1 meter burn skull, I get the whole string. And as he's standing up, he's eating the final piece of the string on wake up, and because he delayed his wake up, no reversal. So you can't, again, you still can't escape after maxing your delayed wake up, and you're eating the final portion of the third hit of the string. Now if you try and do the soft wake up or the short wake up, you'll see that you stand up into the second hit of the string, and the skull will just come out as normal. Oops, I'll try that again. Doing it all in one take is the greatest thing ever. As you can see, if you soft delayed wake up, you still eat that thing. So the interesting element comes from the long delayed wake up. Because there is such a long gap in between that and that, you actually have a small window to input meter burn skull twice. If you see a long delayed wake up, if this whiffs entirely and you see the third hit of the string, it can only be because the opponent delayed wake up. So you simply input meter burn skull twice, and this will happen. If the opponent does long delayed wake up, it's not like an option select as such, but and as you can see, be ready to input it again, and then straight back into the blender, into big damage once again. So just to run it by again, it's quite complicated, but I'll explain it again. This on whiff, if you try and do meter burn skull, will give you the entire string. So if the opponent max delays wake up, he will stand up into it, and it allows you to simply input. It allows you to simply input the meter burn skull once more. And I'm doing it too quickly now because I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's demonstrate it one more time. Bam, and there you go. You input the skull. I just did it too early. That's all. That was my mistiming, but you guys understand. That's the whole point. It's a really interesting way of doing it, basically. Ugh. And that's kind of it, really. It's not a super professional edited video. I want to kind of do it all in one go to kind of demonstrate the practicality of it, really. And just kind of run it by again. The setup involves a splat into hard knockdown into the chip spell, and then as they're standing up, the forward 2-1 meter burn skull basically covers all options. They can't jump, backdash, press buttons, or delay wake up. None of it works. When they stand up, they are in the blender and they have no choice but to take this damage, and they're going to eat 73% if you have 3 bars. It's effective because if they're in the corner and this happens, I mean, what's the reality that the opponent hasn't taken 25% damage before getting put in the corner? It can easily happen. And that's just one of the uses of his meter burn, of his chip spell, basically. I'm going to try and develop this a bit more, but it's a very interesting find for me, and I'm just happy to be experimenting with Sorcerer again. Don't worry, he's not my new main, as it were. I like labbing with the character. I like looking for his setups to see what can still make him tick. So cheers for watching, thank you very much, and I'll catch you next time.